Aya, nianze tena. Hello and welcome to yet another video of the Film Stop. As always, my name is Jake and thank you for checking into the Film Stop. Today we're going to look at what actually makes a good picture. Now before I continue, I'm just going to ask you to go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell to get updates on any new videos of the Film Stop. And if you have any views or comments that you want to share, you can go ahead and share your comments down below. Now, if you've been in the film and photography space and you're trying to improve your skills, we always get the question, what makes a good picture? Now, one of the fundamental things to look at is how a camera works. Understanding how a camera works will probably improve the kind of picture that you're going to have. Now, light usually enters a camera through the aperture and is fed straight into the sensor. The sensor is where actually the image is captured, and we have a digital output which you usually see on our viewfinder. Now, if you're going to be taking photos, you're going to have to understand how to manipulate light. So the amount of light, the duration of light, and the sensitivity of light on your sensor will determine how good a photo or an image is. Now, these three things are usually controlled by ISO, our aperture, and our shutter. Learning how to manipulate these three things will always determine how good a picture is. And this is what we call exposure. If an image is too bright, we call it overexposure. And if an image is too dark, we call it underexposure. Now, this can be further broken down with something we call an exposure triangle. Now, in an exposure triangle, the amount of light in each of these three aspects will determine how good your picture is. If the amount of light is too much in your aperture, or if you open your aperture wider, the depth of field will definitely decrease the more light that you allow into your camera. If you're looking at shutter speed, if you close or if you increase your shutter speed to probably 1/32 or 1/64, the sharpness or the focus of your image will improve. And if you're looking at ISO, the amount of light or the amount of sensitivity of light on your sensor, if it is increased, you'll find that there's more grain or less grain depending on the limits of your ISO input. Now we're going to look further into these three aspects in the next coming videos. So go ahead and go ahead and subscribe, and watch out for the next video explaining aperture.